To order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Right.
Barr,
Here.
Giovanini, Eckhoff,
Here.
Callis, Lee,
Here.
Cowser, Bradshaw, Cranford,
Here.
Howard,
Here.
Willie. Did he come online?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you. Being the first meeting of the month, we are to have a meeting of the Civic Center Authority. With no business before the Civic Center Authority, we will adjourn that meeting now and move right into the consent agenda, where we have 3 items to peruse.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mike Barr to approve the consent agenda, seconded by Barb Howard. Roll call, please.
Barr,
Yes.
Eckhoff.
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Cowser.
Yes.
Cranford,
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Thank you. On to the regular agenda. Item A is a presentation by the Pontiac Elks Lodge. If the representative would like to come up to the podium and enlighten us, please.
So I got my sidekick here with me this evening.
Yes.
Everybody knows Mary Ann. Good evening. My name is Bill Tolbert. I'm this year's Pontiac Elks Lodge ER. And Mary Ann and I are here tonight to present a couple of checks. The first check that we would like to present, the Elks Club is dedicated to supporting youth activities as much as we possibly can. 1,850 Elks Lodges across the nation do all they can to help out and reach out to youth groups and our children. So I'm going to brag on the Pontiac Elks Club just a little bit here tonight, so bear with me. Last month at our state convention in Springfield, Pontiac Elks Lodge was giving 2 first place awards for charitable contributions to children's care. And because of those charitable contributions, that entitled us to some Elks National Foundation grant money. And because of that grant money, we were able to use a portion of that, and we have a check for $2,000 that we would like to present to the Pontiac Park and Recreation's Children's Youth Summer Camp.
Oh, congratulations. Thank you. Taylor, you want to?
So, Taylor? So, there's the cashable one.
Barb's. We gotta hold this one. I'm gonna get Barb in the photo too. Another elk. Hey, girlie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
By the way, this is our 3rd year to help support that activity, and we look forward to many, many more years of supporting that program. My next check, the Elks Club is a distinctively American organization, and we do all that we can to promote Americanism within our lodge and in our community. A few things that we do that support Americanism in Pontiac would be Thresherman's Parade. We carry that big old flag through the city of Pontiac, recite the Pledge of Allegiance there at the grandstand, and it just renews my sense of pride in America and American citizens every year that we carry that flag, to see people stand up and veterans stand up and salute the flag, and just the common American citizens stand up and put their hand on their heart and watch that flag go by. It just really touches me in my heart. We do all we can to support American veterans. Whatever we can do to help our veterans, we will do. And a third way is the Elks Club in the city of Pontiac have had a collaboration for 20 years of promoting the Independence Day celebration. So our lodge, Pontiac Lodge, would like to present a check to the city of Pontiac for the Independence Day celebration for $7,000.
Oh, thank you.
So last year we gave $5,000. This year we've upped that 2,000, so we're giving 7,000. And again, that's a activity in the city of Pontiac that we want to continue, and we'll be here for as long as we can.
Liz, you want to?
So Liz, that's the cashable one.
Here's the fake one.
Thank you, folks. It's a privilege.
Thank you. It's been a privilege. The city appreciates all the fine work that you do at the lodge and for the city. So thank you again.
We enjoy doing it. It's our privilege.
You lost your sidekick already, by the way. Okay. Moving on to item B, the contract for the Indiana Bridge steam cleaning.
Yeah, so the stream there over on Indiana at the bridge where all the work was done, part of the bridge inspection was to clean up that bridge area. Brian had worked on this, and this was actually done in February, where we had this ready, waiting, and so Opperman Construction to come in and do that cleaning for $13,800. And that is basically equipment, low boys, excavators, skid steers, landscape restoration, and traffic control. Basically just have to clean up that waterway to help it flow better.
I motion acceptance of the bid from Opperman.
Motion by Kelly, seconded by Barb. Roll call, please.
Eckhoff?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Causer?
Yes.
Cranford?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Barr?
Yes.
Moving on, that'll make that whole project just shine even more. Okay, Resolution 2023-R002, MFT maintenance.
So if you recall, the MFT maintenance was already adopted, the first resolution. This is an amendment to that resolution. In that first resolution, roughly $100,000 of some work was in the TIF that we moved over and freed up that $100,000 from the MFT to add on a little bit of maintenance work for this year's MFT fund. And so in doing so, to get IDOT approval, the resolution is required.
Any questions?
It's going to cover mill and overlay costs.
Yeah.
I motion approval of the resolution for maintenance.
MFT. Motion by Kelly, seconded by Mike Barr. Roll call, please.
Lee?
Yes.
Causer?
Yes.
Cranford?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Barr?
Yes.
Eckhoff?
Yes.
Thank you. Bid award for the pavement sealer and binder.
And my last bit as the city engineer for the night. And this was the bid for the GSB 88. If you can see in your packets, there was one bidder, Midwest Tar Sealer, and that bid of $57,195.85.
How much did we budget?
Engineer's estimate was 48,549, so it came in.
Not ridiculous, though.
No, and actually we'll end up okay because we saved quite a bit on some of the other projects.
Good.
Good.
How motion acceptance?
Thank you. Seconded by
Second.
Mike Barr again. Roll call, please.
Causer,
Yes.
Cranford,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Barr,
Yes.
Eckhoff,
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Okay, item E is door-to-door peddlers moratorium.
And this is more informational than anything else. After COVID began and the stay-at-home orders came out, the city administration had placed a moratorium on door-to-door peddling just to reduce the risk of spreading the virus. And it remained in place up until now. With the end of the governor's emergency declaration, we have an application for door-to-door peddling, and I didn't really feel there was any reason to continue a moratorium. However, since it had gone on for a couple of years, I felt it was worth at least bringing to the attention of the council that that was in fact why there were no peddlers, and administratively, there's no need to continue a moratorium and just to return to the ordinance as is. And with that would lead into the next item.
Yeah, we do have an application for a peddler to go door-to-door on the Energy United World Power Marketing.
Yeah, and this one is, these are typically on the consent agenda, these peddler permits. This one is not, just because of the moratorium. This company has done this in the past, and the plan will be to return to the operating policy of placing a news release on our website so citizens will know that there is a permitted door-to-door peddler. The staff at the city hall will know, and we'll put a reminder out so all of you will know, because we do periodically get calls of people going door to door, and they will have a actual permit that they should carry around with them as well. And they passed all their mandatory checks.
Is this related to the solar projects we're doing?
None
in
of
the city?
ours.
None of ours?
This is going door to door, and honestly, I don't know if they're selling arrays like a home solar system, or if they're trying to sign you up for existing projects. My understanding is this company is more into selling you a solar system for your house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I see they have, on one of them, the description was solar and energy savings, and on the second one, they have home security as well.
Right.
I just was on their website, it does look like they also sell contracts for gas. And it does note, city.com solar, energy supply option, Rest Assure fixed rate stuff, variable rate, Green City electricity. They offer a lot of alternatives. Just like we've announced in the past, we approve these partly because we have to. I mean, let's face it, it's interstate commerce. And people, residents, do not have to interact with them. And put a no peddling sign or no soliciting sign on their door, and if somebody violates that, they call the policeman behind them. They're not supposed to do that. And if somebody has problems, a resident has problems with someone who just won't leave without a signature, they need to remember instead of signing to get rid of them, call police to get them to say hi. And most of these people actually pretty professional. Occasionally you get someone pushy, won't
won't leave.
Yeah, they are not representatives of the city or any city program.
Right.
If they come, and sometimes they represent their, because they've got a city license, they're somehow a representative of the city. They're obviously.
I was just curious as whether it was related to our solar programs that we're expecting down the road, and I assume that they'd come and have to do the same thing, right?
They have different methods of selling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
probably door-to-door peddling wouldn't be one of them. They would,
Okay.
A week ago, there was something at Community Center by one of the solar companies that has a farm out on Western Blacktop. That was an informational meeting about the community solar and the credit. I didn't attend it, but I got the.
I have a question. On the days and times, this is the only days that they're going to be here, going door to door is the 7th, 8th, and 9th,
correct,
Yeah.
from 1 to 6?
correct,
Just the 3 days in town.
yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
We require that, they pay per day and per person both.
yes.
So they bring in several people wanting to canvass as much as they can.
It started off initially, they wanted an unlimited thing, and when we showed them all of our regulations, and they chose these dates and times.
That way, if people ask them, we could just tell them then.
Yep.
They aren't associated also.
Right.
Oh, please.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
We need to vote on
Okay, we
Yep.
do need to have approval on this, so we'll need a motion to approve it.
I so move to approve.
Thank you, Barb, seconded by
I'll second it.
Jason Lee. Roll call, please.
Cranford,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Barr,
Yes.
Eckhoff.
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Cowser.
Yes.
Okay. Item G is the Library Board of Trustees, 3-year appointments. They have a great library board. I wish John Willie was here because he's on it as our representative. They had 3 people that were up for renewal: Nancy Milhauser, Larry Cromengay, and Debbie Dowdy. And they would like to continue on the board. And I already approved it, but we have to have approval by the council too. So, motion by Jerry Cowser, seconded
second.
by Jason Lee. Roll call, please.
Howard,
Yes.
Barr,
Yes.
Eckhoff.
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Cowser,
Yes.
Cranford.
Yes.
We move into ordinance 2023-0015, purchase of property, the FFB lot, which is,
The First Financial Bank right next to the Eagle. This is a piece of property that's come up a number of times. Earlier in the year, we asked the bank if they were willing to sell that. That, for us, that does solves a couple of issues. One, it gives a little more parking right in that area, and it also gives us an avenue to address some of the access egress issues at the Eagle Theater. They weren't interested at the time. Since then, they've reached out to Alan and I, and Alan has diligently worked with the bank. They shot us an offer of as-is for $45,000. There are no agreements currently in place on reserve parking for any other parties, so this would be a purchase of that lot for $45,000. It is in the TIF. It would be a TIF purchase, and like I said, it then opens the door for us to address access and egress from the Eagle.
and we've been looking for it for quite a while.
We have.
We do want the property.
Yeah,
Yep.
we last asked them that when we purchased the properties from them on Mill Street and Madison Street a year or so ago, we brought up the topic and they weren't prepared to sell, but actually, the president himself, Norm Lowry, sent an email last week to us. Kept that in mind, I was impressed that they remembered and did. And then, need to remember too, there, if you look at the front page of that ordinance, there's an exception to the legal description. That exception is a 6-foot strip of part of that parking lot that the First Financial Bank donated to the city when the Eagle was developed for us. So they accommodated the city at that time.
And
Almost.
just, one last thing I was gonna add is, We did budget in a contingency of property acquisition this year, and that would cover the 45,000 for sure.
It is a TIF fund, right?
Yes, right, and then the TIF, I made sure there was,
Yeah.
contingency.
It's acts as a city parking lot anyway.
Yeah,
I'll motion acceptance of the purchase.
okay. Motion by Kelly, seconded by Jerry. Roll call, please.
Barr,
Yes.
Eckhoff,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Cowser,
Yes.
Cranford,
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Taylor, splash pad update.
Yeah, it's been, this thing working or no?
No.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
It is.
Yeah. It's been interesting past couple weeks. We were supposed to open up Memorial Day weekend, and that did not happen. We've experienced some, what I've heard from the electricians, some very serious electrical problems down there, and they are trying to figure that out. They haven't come up with a definitive answer. We have a couple of ideas we think it is, but at this time we've kind of band-aided it together to make it go. This is a pretty elaborate system for those that weren't around when this was first installed. The installers told me that it's different, but it's the same system as the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. So there's a lot of different pieces. There's a lot of different, pipes, and, it's just, there's a lot of stuff going on down there. So right now we've got 2 out of the 3 pumps going, so each zone on the pad is controlled by certain pumps. We've got 2 of those 3 going. Again, they're kind of band-aided together to make it work, but the third one, where we know what the issue is, and Bill and Rick have been doing a really good job with the Streets and Maintenance Department. They've been working on this tirelessly to get it to even where we're at today, which I don't know how they did it, but we've worked with William & Masters. They're the company that did the install when we first opened up. And right now we're just trying to figure out what the real issue is, and it's got even the electricians stumped. So everything's safe right now. It's just we band-aided together to get through.
Okay. It's nice to have it open, especially during these rather hot days we've been having.
Yeah, it had to happen on the hottest week of the year and
course.
Memorial Day. So
Yeah. But it's running, and that's the main
Yes.
thing.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on to mayor's comments. I attended the initial kickoff of the Rockin' at the River, and it was really quite great, and a great turnout. I was real pleased with everything there. And then the municipal band concert the next night was equally as good. Not quite as big a turnout, but even the hot weather didn't dissuade people from coming out. I did want to report that, we had the kickoff to the national road trip last week at out at Wally's, and that was exceptionally nice too. And I think we're getting a lot of publicity and a lot of visitors off of that too. So the other thing I would like to say is that on the agenda, you might have noticed that there is an executive session that we're going to have to go into, so we will do that yet too today. So, city council comments.
I note that it says no contractor yet for the Stillwell project. Do we have any information?
Yes, I do have some information
Yes.
on that. A contractor has been chosen. It's Jason Dixon and Bill Abraham is my understanding who they selected. And David is getting the timeline now on when they're going to start and when it's going to get moving.
Good.
Any other comments?
So the lining project is done,
Sewer line project is physically,
so all the gravel spots on the south side gonna get filled in, or is that part of that?
that's actually for storm sewer separation. Rest is yet to come.
Okay. That's what- I had a feeling that's over.
City administrator.
I have a couple. I'll keep it quick. I just wanted to thank Taylor, Bill Stith, Chris Brock, Rick Rambo, and Andrew Henderson. I really did not want to see the whole weekend go by with that splash pad down being in the upper 90s, and by Saturday, initially it was expected to be at least Monday before another set of electricians could get down there, but they all worked hard and got that open Saturday. So that was excellent, and not only for busy weekend for them, busy weekend for community enrichment. They were out all weekend with the different events. The car shows and Rockin' at the River and the road trip. Public safety as well had a busy weekend, so my hats off to them, both fire and police, and streets for that matter, were all very busy. Call volumes were pretty high this weekend. Thursday, just want you to know that Thursday I'll be attending the Illinois City Managers Association Conference. I get the honor of presenting Bob Carls with a Lifetime Achievement Award from that organization that I nominated him for. So excited about that.
Just because of 40 years?
That's simply based on a number of years and not necessarily achievements.
Oh,
I won't have enough time to list all of those.
yeah.
And again, thanks to Jake, the sewer plant, and their progress. Jake is a superior professional when it comes to his work. In the sewer lining and in the sewer separation, it is pretty amazing how he's able to interact with not only the contractors, but also staff, and he can speak at a level that I can understand what he's saying. So I do appreciate that. And my last note is on the executive session tonight, it indicates personnel matters. At this time, I don't have any updates on personnel matters, so we'll just be talking property acquisition.
Okay. Thank you. Public comments? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Charles White. I reside at 121 South Hazel, and I am trying to eliminate a dirt track that's right on Christina Avenue and then runs right parallel with Timber Avenue. It's a nuisance, it's a noise issue, it's a dirt issue, and it's a safety issue, which, Water Street going right down through there.
That's Riverview.
Riverview going right down through there to the park, and this kid and the parents and everybody out there are riding three-wheelers and motorcycles right by the road. And I was told we've called the police, and it hasn't happened since Friday. I don't know what the officer said, but it has quieted down. But I want to make sure it stays that way. I don't know how to go about it, and I was told to come up here and voice my opinion.
Is that an old alleyway there?
That used to be, that's timber vacated right there, and that's where Van Hoven had built them 3 houses and his big house right there on the river. And who owns it now? Einhaus owns it now, and they built them a nice little motocross track right out there in that whole property there. And if you pull it up on Google Maps, you can see it on Google Maps, plain as day. And then you can see my swimming pool, which gets full of dirt and dust and everything else while they're doing rounds out there. So I was told to come up here and voice my opinion, and that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
The reason why I asked that, I also had a similar complaint on a vacated alleyway off of Paxton and Timber there. It runs east and west, and apparently there's little motorcycles and things running up and down there.
Yeah, that area has 2 sets. The Christina Drive, there's that, when you come down Riverview, there's that big grass area that's open right in front of the 3 houses. That's what they're talking about. And then if you go down Pinckney, a block to Maple, the land that's just east of Chautauqua Park is owned by the city. That the railroad track bed is on, and then if you go east, then there's some homeowners there that also are running little dirt bikes around their yards there. We've had our conversations here, and Chief, you can go say if I say anything different, but it's pretty clear that the city ordinance for a nuisance violation to substantially annoy individuals can be a violation. So when those go on, you contact the police, they'll respond. Typically, our first responses are to try and gain voluntary compliance from people. And if that doesn't work, then the officers can issue ordinance citations for every time that the violation continues.
Okay.
sometimes some of these things are subjective calls that, while it may annoy you, somebody else may not think it annoys them. And that's what that system is for. And if it makes it through the court system, a judge would decide whether that was a violation or not. But in our conversations, from what's been going on down there, we felt like clearly there were grounds for a complaint of a nuisance violation.
Yeah, well, no one wants to live next to a motorcross, a motorbike park, you know what I mean? Basically, is what's going on.
Right.
And now it's been had no rain in what, 3-4 weeks? I get an inch of dust on the top of my pool. I'm just trying to voice my concern. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear the birds. I want to hear the kids. And there are kids, and he rides up and down Christina Avenue, which is private property, but.
They also have children too.
They got children in them houses, them 3 houses, which I don't know how they all get along, but I don't care. I don't want to hear it. So I just voicing my opinion.
Yeah.
We looked at that last week. I took some pictures myself, and, I looked at the ordinance, and I agree that with the current ordinance, we can write the ticket. It's not an absolute because it doesn't address the actual activity. And if the council did want to address the actual activity by amending the nuisance ordinance or making it a zoning issue, but you can't do that in a residential zoning district, we could also look at that. But if they write the ticket, we'll prosecute it, and I'm sure these folks will be the witnesses. We always have the complainants come and witnesses for trials.
I'll be there.
And, I understand people want to have fun. In my day, we played baseball out in the back lot. We broke a few windows and stuff like that. It just happened. But, this has gone along enough. There's pretty deep ruts, and it appears there's different kinds of vehicles. I don't know if they have mini bikes, go-karts, four-wheelers, what they're running on there, but it looks like it's probably not just one family. The friends are probably coming doing it too.
There's like 3 different vehicles that run out there. They got 2 4-wheelers and a motorcycle.
They have 2 mini bikes.
And 2 mini bikes, okay. So there's 5 of them then.
Well, I think the first point is our procedure for a nuisance, we have to notify the people and give them some official notice, and maybe the chief's gonna say that's been done.
Yeah, I can't add to that. I talked to the officer that spoke with you guys Friday, whatever day it was. That night, it was a 12-year-old young man riding around, so he spoke with the child as well as his mom and basically went over this exact same process of any future complaints that where the caller is willing to address issue in court would be getting ordinance citation. So the mom understands. Time will tell, I guess.
Well, it's been quiet since, you know what I mean? You guys did a good job on that one, because I haven't heard nothing, but, from what I've heard, the guy, he can really be, up there or something like that, out there, so. Cross problems, so. That's why I called the police first, because I can be confrontational too, and I just don't want to do it, you know what I mean? And I kind of just let her handle it. Happy wife, happy life, you know what I mean? So she's most of the problem right here.
Well, the right thing to do.
She's the one that's in the pool all the time. I just get to do it when I get home from work, you know what I mean?
Well, the right thing to do is to call us. Don't get involved in any confrontational thing.
So
call us and let the city have the direct contacts. That way they're creating a file. And I think before we would actually write the ticket, we probably need to serve them with an official do not do this notice, a written.
No, he did. I think he gave him a warning last time.
Did you give him a written warning? Okay.
So.
It was actually in writing as opposed to a.
And as soon as the cop turned around, the old lady threw 2 fists at my
Smart
wife.
fist that might at me.
I was like, okay, whatever.
Like I did something wrong.
So.
Okay. Well, the process is in the works, and they'll keep a sharp eye on it. And if it becomes aggressive again, the chief will be glad to handle it. So let's see where it goes.
All right, well, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none. We do have need of executive session, so we will need a motion to go to executive session.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Jason, seconded by Jerry. Roll call, please.
Barr,
Yes.
Eckhoff?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Cowser?
Yes.
Cranford?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
About 3 minutes, we'll go to executive session. Thank you.